Hello, Shameless Squad. Hey, what's up? Hello, it's Shamelessly Sexy Jackie. You know what up? This is your full moon in Sagittarius, June 2025 astrology fortune, and we're gonna get into some psychic oracle cards, messages, predictions, everything like that. Shameless Squad. So if you're new, please smash the subscribe button. Boo. Thank you all for your likes already. Mwah! I appreciate you. I love you. Always grateful for each and every one of you. For those of you that are new, I am Shamelessly Sexy Jackie here, she, hers. I am a psychic medium and a sexual confidence coach. I'm a former certified sex therapist, so I use the tools of astrology, tarot, all the damn things when it comes to helping with our shamelessly sexy sexuality, self, everything like that, as well as spirituality too. Hello, Tito in the chat. Thank you for being here, Bill. Shameless Squad, just thank you for your patience with me this week. I did not have these pre-recorded or anything like that when it comes to the videos and the messages too here. As some of you know, my mom was in the ICU, got rushed to the emergency room, everything like that. So we're just going to try to go live as best as possible. And I'm hoping that readings for all 12 signs will be back within the next couple weeks or so here. Okay. I am going to talk to you in this video. What we're going to go through is the full moon astrology here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the full moon in Sagittarius, what degree it is at, the Sabian symbol, and then a fortune for all 12 rising signs here. I have my computer up next to me to give you the shameless tea, and this is something where a lot of you, I decided to title this video, you might feel like you're ready to journey. You might feel like you're ready to move forward, take action, and be able to close up a major cycle here, because full moons are all about releasing and celebration and letting go. So what are you celebrating? That could be related to the full moon in whatever house this is hitting based on your rising sign. That is the ascendant in your birth chart. That is the most accurate when it comes to the astrology, because when you were born, that was the birth date that you were born on, baby. But the sun was ascending on that day, and that's how astrologers do their readings, and that's how astrology today is most accurate for you, boo. So I encourage you to listen for your rising, your sun, and then your moon, okay? Yes, Tito, love it here. So let's talk a little bit about full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign that's really, ninth house energy, travel, philosophy, belief systems. Some of you might be shedding, letting go of outdated belief systems, philosophies, things that don't serve you anymore based on an emotional level here. Some of you might really be trying to journey and move forward into something brand new, because Sagittarius is like, let's go for it energy, F it and find out energy. It's fun, playful energy, and it's very action oriented here. It is happening at the 20th degree of the Sabian symbol. So I want to read this to you all, Shameless Squad, so that you know a little bit about some themes, because the devil is in the details, not just the chart as well. Funny, I turned to page 333, so y'all might be seeing 333 a lot. Not that you care, maybe you do, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you do, but I'm going to pull up the Sagittarius 20th degree here, okay? So this talks about men cutting through ice. The key word is procurement. So this is the grasshopper and ants. This is the symbol. So this speaks to skill that men have for understanding their environment and their ability to utilize natural resources and processes for their own benefit. All genders matter. All genders, everything like that. This is just how it's written. This is the image of the men cutting through the ice, emphasizes cooperation, organization, and a joint effort. This ice is an image that was described back in 1931 as a version of summer ice that would be needed for cooling purposes for next season. At that time, ice boxes were being used to refrigerate and preserve food. Thus, there's an implication that thinking ahead and planning for the future is a critical factor for survival. There's also a suggestion that the achievements of any civilization are largely dependent on the availability of both environmental and personal resources, and on one's ability to use the best of both. So right now you might be experiencing like needing to break the ice, removing barriers that might separate individuals from another, removing obstacles too. At its highest, this symbol positively represents a remarkable ability to turn stumbling blocks into stepping stones to higher achievements. At its detriment or negative, this is the tendency to do things the hard way and overlook obvious solutions here. Other keywords with this: your greatest advantage lies in anticipating obstacles and planning ways to get around them before they arise. If you need to make your project a joint effort, start listening or listing the skills to make it a successful and get your team lined up. Guard against yourself making it hard and waiting until the last minute to get things done. Take care. Do not procrastinate for too long. So right now, this is about preparation, long planning, foresight, resourcefulness, breaking the ice, and socialization. So don't self-sabotage, don't delay, act now kind of energy, and really move forward with a lot of these things here specifically overall. 333 are the first digits of my phone number, completely random number given by my cellular service. I love that so much. Thank you for the confirmation. And yeah, right now, Shameless Squad, you might be kind of all over the place. You might be feeling really with Sagittarius energy and the moon in Sag, like today and tomorrow-ish, give or take, depending on where you're at in the world. You might be feeling restless, wanting to move forward. You might want to be preachy. You might want to lecture people. But the full moon in Sagittarius is also like releasing that shadow side of Sag, of like wanting to tell people what to do, what they should do in their life, how they should move forward. So I would also be mindful of that when it comes to this energy, specifically this week too, and into the weekend, where these energies will play out, because we do have some harsh aspects in astrology, some squares in the sky here. So make sure you're always watching my shorts too here. But let's talk about this. We're going to go through all 12 rising signs, check your sun and your moon if you would like to. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this as well. When it comes to the aspects of the moon, though, it is making some squares, kind of medium to the south node, which is in Virgo. And then also it's making a medium influence square to the north node here in Pisces, which is really asking you, how can you maybe let go of things that are not for your highest purpose? How can you let go of criticism, and how can you kind of free yourself to move forward and take action in some of these things when it is the next new moon cycle here? So now's the time to celebrate all the successes and where you have been this past lunar cycle, the past 2 weeks from the new moon on the 26th, I think it was, building up to now. So celebrate your successes, celebrate your wins, and let me know in the chat or the comments below, if you're watching the replay back, y'all, what you're releasing, what you're proud of, and what you're celebrating yourself for. This is a big thing to be excited about here too. So we're going to actually start and do this a little bit differently, because I'm going to start with the Sagittarius specifically and where this full moon is hitting in your houses, because I know we typically always start, with Aries here, but since I'm not sharing the wheel, your girl is going to be able to get a little crafty and creative with all of you. And then I decided to use an oracle deck, and it's not one of the Moonology ones, but I just wanted to pull a card here to see what comes up for everyone's energy, and it's going to be one card from this deck oracle too. So Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, we are going to be starting with you, boo. This full moon is happening in your first house of self. First house of self is, what are you releasing when it comes to maybe some brand new beginning with the self that didn't work out, something you want to let go of, something that you're like, all right, this is not for my highest purpose, this is not for my best self, my highest good here, whatever. So this is probably you wrapping up some sort of like soul cycle here, specifically of something that you maybe did want in the past. You'd have to think back to 6 months ago during your season when the full moon was in Gemini, your sibling sign here, right? For a lot of you, this could be something that you may be releasing, something that was not maybe destined, with it bending at the south node in the 4th house, or in the 10th house, of career, and then the 4th house, the north node is there. This could be letting go of maybe some work from home related job here. This could be letting go of something that no longer served you, and those kind of energies, maybe a boss, maybe an employer, wrapping up maybe some sort of project gig, or even home life project too. Maybe some of you are moving forward here a little bit too in the future, kind of figure out what's my true purpose, where's my home in this life or school here, and how do I move forward. But Sagittarius, you have false assumptions, number 58, breaking down to 14, breaking down to a 5s represent chaos, conflict, competition, challenges, and you may be feeling feeling a little bit emotional here, because full moons also do leave us feeling emotional, tired, exhausted, feeling like kind of lost. And with it in Sagittarius, which really wants to move forward, I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable moon sign here. It does want to take that inspired action, but sometimes it's important to be able to slow down and not put the cart before the horse here, okay? So you might be releasing some sort of false assumption. This could be a misunderstanding, or let go of the need to be right. So maybe letting go of stubbornness here, the need to be right. And interesting, I cut with this book here and it says align with your wholeness. So maybe that's what Spirit's asking you to do. I'm going to read this card for you. Communication gets lost when we are saying only what we think others want to hear. This situation requires you to be upfront and honest in a loving way. It also requires you to listen to what the other person is trying to say. Misunderstandings could happen when we're looking at the situation from only one point of view. Don't prejudge the situation or try to assume that if you know what the other person is thinking. If you assume how the other person is feeling, you will make your own conclusions based on false assumptions. So you may be making false assumptions that will lead to false action that's not for your highest good here. For now, it is time to let go of assuming anything. I love that I chose this deck, Shameless Squad, and it's saying this. Instead of making assumptions, you're being asked to focus on the situation through the eyes of love. It is time for you to open your heart and listen. When you listen to your whole heart, you no longer are preoccupied with what you think you need to say to defend yourself. If you are not currently in a miscommunication with the person right now, just let go of your need to figure this out. This truly is only a misunderstanding. Focus on sending love unconditionally to all people that are involved, and this will resolve itself the minute you let go of assuming how another person is feeling. And it's time to neutralize the situation by sending out compassion and love to all parties, including yourself. 10th house, traditionally in astrology, is known as the father. 4th house is traditionally known as the mother. I said that backwards. And modern day astrology, it's the second way. 4th house, mother. 10th house, father. 10th house is also career, public reputation, persona. 4th house is your home space, living place. So I don't know if there's something from family of origin that a lot of you are needing to work out, let go, and really practice some self-love and compassion towards others here as well, with that North Node in Pisces specifically. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, let me know what resonates in the comments below here. Like this video and definitely share with a friend too. Let's get into, okay, Capricorn Rising. I'm one of you. Cappy is. How you doing on the channel, yo? Missed you. This full moon is going to be happening in our 12th house here, which is the hidden, subconscious. It's psyche. It's your sleep. It's also your mental health here. There could be a lot of profound, prolific dreams here. So pay attention to your dreams. There could be a lot of signs and synchronicities that Spirit is just using you as maybe a direct channel here overall. Divorce, Tito, on point. Thank you for the confirmations here. I appreciate you. So Capricorn rising signs, like with this full moon in the 12th house in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is also the ruler of the 9th, which is a very spiritual house here. It's also the house of guides and gurus and teachers and mentors, the 9th specifically, but it has that undertone in the 12th. Maybe you are going to be working with a secret guide, guru, mentor, teacher, or maybe you're working with different spirits, source, God, universe, whatever you believe in. There's something that really wants to come full circle with you, Capricorns here. So if you're feeling very restless and feeling like I am not doing as much, or I'm not moving forward or taking action on some things, I could see how that could be difficult for you with maybe being hard on yourself. Let's not lie on my channel, right? Y'all have the inner critic of the collective. So I would just be mindful of that and be kind to yourself, be kind to your mind, take rest. But I feel like you're really going through some spiritual upgrades with this full moon. Some dream journal, write down your thoughts, and maybe you're even like psychically channeling here as well. But make sure you do take care of your mental health here, okay? Yes, empathic overload, Capricorns. That is literally it. It's time for you to truly honor your highest sensitive nature. Card number 3 here. 3 is representing celebration, manifestation, groups, and also moving forward. So This card says, honor how you feel at all times and make a concerted effort to distance yourself from harsh energies that overwhelm you. Funny, this is 12th house energy, literally. This could be world events and news, as well as anything and anyone around you that does not honor your sensitive nature. Give yourself permission to become more selective of what you choose to engage in. Because of your sensitive nature, you can feel things others can't. You don't need to justify this to anyone, and you don't need to explain it. You're also not a victim to it. You're simply a highly attuned antenna. It only becomes a problem when you deny this aspect of yourself. When you continue to put yourself in situations that make you feel depleted, or when you ignore your guidance and allow yourself to stay in environments that are too harsh for you, you will start to feel overwhelmed. When you feel overwhelmed, this is a message that you need to take time to be alone. Being alone will help you connect back to your energy, and it'll help you understand what outside energy and what energy belongs to you. Self-care is very important for you. It's time to unplug with all the outside energies and reconnect to yourself. You can do this through pure intention of disconnecting from all their energies and get back to your center. So get grounded, Capricorns, get back to your 0 point field, your center, like slow down and ground your energies here in this, and you're going to be able to feel really, really good moving forward, specifically overall with this full moon energy of like maybe not giving so much to others, but then feeling more recalibrated to move forward, like in the next, lunar month or cycle or everything like that when we move into Cancer season here, as that moon gets out of the 12th here, because that might kind of be like, oh, I have no energy. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do the thing. I'm exhausted. And you're very overly giving sometimes that maybe you may not even realize how much it is that you are doing in a day here. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. As always, let me know what resonates in the comments below and like this video too, okay? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. So this is an easy full moon for you. Not that full moons are easy, so I don't want to diminish that if you've been having any struggles or difficulties or just life and lately. I totally get that can happen. But this is going on in your 11th house of you here, which is your house, Aquarius, which is really fun energy. I mean, it's wish fulfillment, it's dreams, it's your hopes, it's your social friendships, and it's your community. But when you have any placements in the 12th house, especially the moon in Sagittarius, this is like a warning for some of you not to sacrifice yourself and your time in regards of group efforts, group friendships, group relationships here overall, because when you have a lot of 11th house placements, let alone the moon in the 11th house, that could be like the shadow side of this. So some of you might actually be ending some different types of friendships or closing up some sort of wish or dream that maybe didn't come true or didn't feel right for you, and kind of releasing this catharsis and letting it go a little bit too. With this, bending with the nodes here, squaring the south node in the 8th. This could have been a sexual relationship, a connection, some sort of tax, inheritance, something that you're letting go of, releasing. This could be some sort of occult wisdom, knowledge, spiritual practice, or something that maybe you once did in the past that maybe doesn't give you as much joy or emotional fulfillment, as well as it is also squaring the north node in the 2nd house. So something that has to do with your money, something that has to do with your earnings, your income, your work. It could also just be maybe things that don't bring you pleasure or joy, since the 2nd house is also ruled by Venus, which is sensuality. It's very soft. It's very feminine. And with Venus, ruling that 2nd house here and it being in Pisces, the north node, you may be releasing maybe some sort of friendship connection, some sort of opportunity that maybe wasn't really destined for you, or celebrating like, this was really hard and I did it and I closed up, maybe this new way of making money, but now I want to move forward on something else here. So there's some different types of stories there for you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. And this could also be some sort of challenge that you really just had to overcome, like in your spirit and your psyche, when it comes to 8th house matters, 2nd house matters, friends, mysteries, secrets, things of that sort here too. So it's the most important message for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Visualization, 65, breaking down to the 11 here. So I love that for you. You in 11th house here, nice, where the full moon is going through. And it's the 11th today. Oh my gosh. So maybe some of you are inclined, if you are really, really, really good at it, manifesting under this full moon. I do not recommend that for everybody. It just depends if you are a master of your craft or not, okay? Visualization, which this would not be the worst full moon to do that under, if you're wondering. This says, by practicing visualization daily, you're calling forward your desire and it'll soon be tangible and experience it in your reality. So congratulations in advance, Aquarius. I'm really excited for you. And there's just so many different colors on this card specifically. So I don't know if you've kind of been all over in your energy or like spread too thin or maybe scattered here, but it's kind of like it's almost there. And it's like the best is almost yet to come. So let me read this for you. 65. I'm so glad I chose this deck. Do we like this deck? Let me know, Shameless Squad. It feels like these messages are hitting. I've never used this one for full moon, new moon. And I really like it. So yeah. Let's talk about this. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. All things exist simultaneously. Every possibility is already happening somewhere in the universe. This card comes to you as an offering. Oh my God. This simple act of visualizing your desired outcome is not taken lightly. It is how you will achieve the results you're asking for. As you visualize your desired outcome, you add energy to all the possibilities that already exist in the universe and call them into your reality. Visualizing is the answer to your question about your next right action to make possibility happen. By visualizing your desired outcome, you reprogram your subconscious mind, aligning with unforeseen forces of creation that bring your vision into physical form. Then, by universal law, it'll eventually become your experience. Begin to focus on your desired outcome. Feel the feelings you would have if it were already here. By feeling the feelings combined with seeing yourself enjoying the experience of the outcome being here now, you can send out a vibrational offering and an energetic signal that opens a pathway for you to experience this in your physical reality. Toto, we are no longer in Kansas anymore, is exactly the message of this visualization card. If you're serious about your vision, if you're passionate about making it happen, begin to visualize on a daily basis and you will soon experience a whole new reality. Yeah, so you may be having some third eye activations, you may be opening up your third eye, you may be really practicing the art of visualization. Wizard of Oz could be significant to you. But this is something where, like, maybe you've seen the videos about Jim Carrey. They're telling me, like, talk about Jim Carrey, about how he would go up to, like, the mountains in California. Maybe that's significant to you, or mountains or California or whatever. And he would just look over Hollywood or the city and he would just be visualizing and just even kind of talking himself up. And he would just close his eyes and he would be like, one day I'm going to make, $10 million or $10 billion or whatever it was, like from a movie here. And so Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, I feel like that's something for you to be able to do. Get in the mood, get in the mode of it. If you feel like it's really hard to get in some sort of like grounded practice in your home space in place, then maybe get out of your house and drive somewhere that you love driving to, and even talk to yourself out loud with this. And it's 222 as I'm here as I'm saying that. So for a lot of you, I feel like maybe getting out of your own space to maybe visualize some of that could be really, really good for you. And just to even, he talked about in that video, I kept visualizing and talking to myself until I believed it. I stayed on that mountaintop until I believed it. And then I came down and I was feeling like that millionaire that I wanted to be, and I know I was going to be, and I am. And so you're kind of in this, I know I am, but Spirit wants you to step up your practice a little bit more here. So then that way, by the next couple weeks with the new moon in Cancer here, you're going to be looking really good, Aquarius. So this is very beautiful. I love this message for you. I live a half hour from that place in Hollywood. Yeah, what's it called? I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. Like, they were like, talk about Jim Carrey for some reason. So visualization, and I've read and listened to, even if you just do it for 5 minutes a day, you can do it. You can use rituals with it. There's so many ways to manifest and use your elements. So do what's best for you, or in the future, stayshameless.com. I'd be happy to do a consultation with you to teach you all this different stuff here. Because stuff is going to be coming back soon and I'm excited. So we'll see if I birth the things into existence, Shameless Squad, in the next couple weeks here or before my birthday in Cancer season. Because, your girl's a 0-degree Cancer. So shit's coming up quick, okay? But Aquarius, let me know it resonates in the comments below. I love you, yo. This is a beautiful reading here, too. Cheers to you, and like and subscribe if you're new. Okay. I need a little 2 p.m. pick me up, shameless squad. Yes, live as if it's here and already happening. I love that. So beautiful. Pisces, sun, moon, rising sign. So I'm a Pisces moon. So Pisces, you are going to be doing this full moon in your 10th house of career, public image, and reputation here. This is something where you may be closing up some sort of cycle in regards of career, or there could be some sort of career celebration here, or some sort of success here. Or maybe this is something where you are realizing, I wanted my career to look this way, and now I might actually be done in order to do something new here and move forward with something that I actually do love overall. With your houses and the nodes here, it's a first to 10th to 7th house story here. First house is Pisces energy, your energy here, right? With the nodes of faith here, overall landing in your first with how is it that I'm stepping into my true purpose, my true power, my true identity here, my true self, my true energy here, and not allowing like any ego getting in the way of it, but you may be going through ego disillusion or deaths or whatever you like to call it here. And maybe that's a whole reason why you might be like, all right, I can no longer do this career here, and I really want to be authentic and show some people the real new me here. And with the 7th house being activated with Virgo in the south node in the reverse, this really feels like a career story related to you giving up on some sort of career, or maybe for those of you that have a partner or a spouse here or partners, this could be someone maybe letting go of some sort of stream of income or potentially even a breakup, and then it just influences, maybe how much you're really doing in your career life, what you're letting go of, and some other stories here with the 7th house of love, committed relationships, whatever. There could be some sort of divorce story within the next 6 months, a breakup story within the next 6 months, or even letting go of like a business partner here too. So just whatever resonates with you, or long-term commitment or friendship here as well. But you're definitely moving forward into something else here. So let's shuffle one card for you, Pisces, sun, moon, rising. Thank you. Bumpy ride. Yeah, and you got the 12. And I feel like the last time I pulled from this deck, Pisces, you got this card. And if I'm wrong, my bad, I'll own it. But maybe you've been in the 12th house energy, and Pluto is also in your 12th house here specifically, and that is a lot to deal with in the 12th. This card, but this also breaks down to the 3, which you have Venus and Uranus in the 3rd house here. So there could be some pleasant shock, awe surprises, especially tomorrow when Venus is sextiling Jupiter and Uranus is there on Algol, well star, where there could be something good that comes from this, from short distance trips, travel, community, aunts, uncle, nieces, nephews, cousins, siblings, things of that sort. But Pisces, like, please don't give up here. I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you've been in like some sort of depressed state with this like darkness here, and maybe even felt like your money or like your root chakra or your sacral chakra has kind of been off here, or things have just been really tough. And maybe this has been really frustrating. 12th house is also your house, which does represent hospitals, prisons, mental health, the psyche here. And 3rd house, like I said, all the other things. Maybe you had somebody with Pluto in your 12th recently have a near-death experience or pass on, or whatever it might be. I really don't hope that does not happen here, but it does add a little bit more to this story, or in the next 6 months here. So not wishing that, just sharing the astrology, so please don't shoot the messenger, eh, baby. Let's read this for you. Okay. There are no promises that the changes that you are getting ready to make will be easy. What is easy really? Easy in what way? This card comes to you today to help you move past your resistance to changing something significant for the overall well-being of your life. You may be afraid that something is too hard and that it won't be easy, but the truth is easy and hard are just words that create feelings within us, and both stop us in our tracks or move us forward effortlessly. Easy and hard are both a matter of perception. There will be bumps along the way, and that's okay. Don't let your mind convince you that it is too hard or that it can't be done. It can be done, and all you need to do now is take things one step at a time. The words that you use to describe your experience will impact your emotions. Practice speaking to yourself in a way that helps you become open to the changes that you're ready to make. Instead of saying, this is too hard, I'm never going to make this happen, try saying, I'm open to this new journey and all the things I will learn along the way. Prepare yourself for the journey and the ride, including the bumps along along the way. They're part of the fun. This is your sign to keep going. Do what you're being called to do now. And at the end of the day, it'll be worth the bumpy rides. So maybe you've had bumpy rides in relationships, long-term commitments, partnerships, yourself here, a relationship with you, as well as career and public reputation here, Pisces. So don't give up. I literally am like, even for myself this past year, Pisces, like I've let go of like, oh, I have to do this. It's like I get to do this. And I've really tried to let go of that, like, oh, this is hard. Well, no, we choose our hard in life, right? Like we're all just here on life earth to really figure it out, where it is we're going, what we're meant to do. And everybody chooses their own type of hard here. So know that if something feels like it's too hard, it's probably not meant for you. And there's some sort of resistance that's bubbling up that maybe you need to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, true that. I'm going to call myself out shamelessly in a healthy way. Be like, all right, what is too hard? What do I need to release? What do I need to let go of? And how can I invest energy, resources, time, money, effort, love elsewhere to let go of that thing here? Like, even if that's, they're telling me like 5-hour work week, they're telling me, you know, maybe some of you need someone for lawn care or to help out with something like that. I don't know why that's popping up. But just the little things that you may feel like, I just don't want to do this, like let go of it, release it, and give that energy exchange to others for others to come and help you too. So I hope that's helpful for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising sign here. You could also be celebrating a level up in career in the next 6 months, a contract or promotion, and you're the boss here as well, is what this is giving me. And it's like, oh my gosh, I had no idea all these responsibilities would be so hard. Maybe. Okay. Aries, let's move on to you. Cheers, Aries, boo. Okay. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. You are going to be doing this moon in the 9th house, which is Sagittarius's house. So this is the house of beliefs, philosophies, limiting beliefs, higher education, book publishing, third marriages, legalities here, resources, court cases, everything like that. So are you closing up some sort of story when it comes to that and celebrating that you can move on and away from this, whatever it might be, over the next 6 months? This story for you is squaring the South Node in Virgo in the 6th house and the 12th house North Node in Pisces here specifically. So you kind of have this back and forth literal, like you're doubly feeling this energy with the sibling signs of Pisces in the North Node in that house and Virgo in the South Node in Virgo's house here. So it's almost like, what story do you need to release, or belief system do you need to release about yourself, about your physical routines in the 5th house or the 6th house, the day-to-day tasks that maybe you don't get done? Are some of you losing a pet here? Are some of you losing some sort of rental property contract or agreement here, with this being the house of rentals? Are some of you losing, you know, maybe a job, coworkers or colleagues, and moving into some sort of spiritual enlightenment with that 9th to the 12th story here? Aries, this is like definitely spiritual awakening houses, Dharma houses here with the 9th and 12th specifically. There could be some spiritual enlightenment. There could be lots of psychic sensitivity. There could be a lot of abilities and gifts that you're waking up to here. You might be taking a course on that, and you might be like, oh my gosh, should I do this? Should I not? And that's where the tension is with the square specifically. And it's almost like, because this is in the 12th house, which is a lot of times hidden, it's harder to actually believe that maybe these gifts are there, or that you're stepping into some sort of higher path, higher calling, higher purpose. You might also be traveling here to decide whether or not you actually want to maybe go on a retreat, go on some sort of vacation, go on and learn some sort of course in person with someone out there. So there's a lot of beautiful stories here, Pisces. Or Pisces, nice. I was looking at Pisces here, Aries, but this is something where don't resist your soul's purpose, is what I feel like telling you with these energies that are being activated right now, okay? Follow the signs. I love this. The number 8. 8 is abundance. 8 is the path of the self. 8 is a lot of prosperity too, and wealth. Look around for clues. The answer to your question is right in front of you, okay? You have Lilith and Scorpio in the 8th house at the 8th degree here as well during this full moon. So maybe you're inclined to work with Lilith here, maybe psychically channel, connect, and use that as a guide during this time. I haven't totally done like tons of videos with Lilith and Chiron themes here, but this could be a big theme that could be connected to that with the number 8 here. So pay attention to the angel numbers, the animals, orbs in your photos, music, things that you might be saying out loud, or someone's like saying out loud and then like you say it before they do or at the same time, telepathy, or even just like predicting certain things here. Spirit has some sort of sign message that they really want to show you in this. So I love that. Okay, here's what this message says for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Maybe get meditated to and also dream journal here too. Write down any psychic predictions, practice your gifts, and trust your intuition. Wondering what to do next, where to go from here? Your angels and guides are coming through to let you know that you already know what to do. You're being given clear guidance that you may be dismissing something you thought was just imagination. If you take time to look for the signs that are all around you now, you will notice the answers are right in front of you. You may be receiving guidance from the forms of synchronicities, coincidences, a gut feeling, or instant knowing. If you dismiss this guidance, it'll come back to you even louder. What signs are all around you that you're paying attention to? It could be something as simple as seeing a poster that has a message that you've been hearing in your mind. It's a friend that begins to tell you something you already know, like we just said. It could be that you think of someone that you need to call and you run into them at the grocery store. The universe is always mirroring back to you the answers to your questions. Chances are you've already received the signs that'll guide you in the right direction. Today, take time to be present, to observe your surrounding, and listen to your heart. Your angels and guides can assure you that you can already know what to do. The question now becomes, are you willing to listen? This is also number 66 here. So again, like an ascended master number, you could be seeing 66, and that could be the sign that is around you during this time, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising here. Okay, so let me know what signs you're seeing in the comments below, and like this video too, and let me know what resonates with you. I'm very curious where this will go for you, especially with Neptune in your sign, Saturn in your sign. Like those are very in your house and energy. So maybe you need to go back and watch those videos. I've been saying this year that a lot of people will be going through spiritual awakening, spiritual enlightenment, and it's because Aries, like there's planets that are in your sign where it's like you take the lead. You know things are going to be more so in your face than maybe like questioning things, be it air sign energy or wanting that proof, that evidence, like earth sign energy, or wondering if like these feelings are actually true, water sign energy. And so Aries, this is going to be something that I would not be surprised if you're experiencing this, or a lot of the collective is experiencing these spiritual shifts, enlightenment, awakenings, kundalini activations, risings, everything. So maybe go back, watch Neptune in Aries and watch Saturn in Aries videos on the channel here, completely free to you, hours of content, boo, okay? And those energies last for like years here. So let's get into Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Definitely make sure to like this video too if you're hopping in and out of the chat, boo. I would appreciate that. I'm going to take a sip here, okay? Taurus. So you're actually doing this full moon in the 8th house of your sibling sign, which is ruled by Scorpio here. So 8th house specifically is all about like sex, occult wisdom, knowledge there, psyche, mystery, secrets. It's also taxes. It's also inheritances. It's also loans, other people's money, banks, things of that sort. So could you be receiving one of those things here? Yeah, absolutely you could. Could others of you be letting go of some sort of psychological belief system that maybe doesn't help you out well? Or maybe a sexual connection that maybe is karmic in nature and you learn some sort of lesson from it here. Your storyline is really the 5th to the 8th to the 11th. So it's really, to me, a lot more dating, a lot more friendship than anything else. Some of you, maybe you dated somebody and then it turned into a sexual connection, and this could have been a friend, or this could have been people in friend groups here, or someone that you just met out in some sort of creative setting here that was maybe joyful, pleasurable, or even in a small business or entrepreneurship kind of energy with the South Node in the 5th house. The best advice that I can give you over the next 6 months is don't shit where you eat. So don't date anybody where you work, because that's other people's money. And you may break up or release that person or let go of someone who maybe you had a lot of pleasure or joy with. For others of you, this could be someone that you've known since childhood, and maybe you need to release them if it's a long-term commitment connection that was potentially maybe karmic in nature, that was more negative, because the 8th house is those karmic connections that we attract that are usually unhealthy for us, or not the most pleasant. And this is stress points in your chart, and you might be like, but they're one of my friends here and they know everyone, because North Node in the 11th house and Pisces might be like, they know everyone, but they're so compassionate, they're so great, they're so loving. But then you might also give them too much benefit of the doubt here, or you might be worrying about how's this going to impact a friend group or whatever overall. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, I would just say release these people, even if it's not sexual in nature or dating in nature. These people, these groups, that maybe these relational connections that you created that just no longer serve a purpose anymore. I see you needing to step into like leveled up connections energetically, not someone that drains you, criticizes you, or vice versa, boo here. So let's shuffle out a card for you, Taurus. I love that this is resonating. Thank you. Taurus, please. What do Tauruses need to know? Ooh, yeah. Take inspired action. The number 22. So you got the Ascended Master number. 22 is the Master Builder number. Maybe that's a part of your astrology birth chart or numerology or your birthday. But focus on inspiration and the action steps will flow effortlessly. I love this card so much. It does kind of remind me of like painting, art, beauty, all the finer things. Taurus, which you being ruled by Venus, we know you love that. Okay. Inspired action. So now's the time for you to really move forward on something that you love to do, and maybe release time with other people, other friendships, or dating a little bit, and choose yourself is like what this card is giving me. Inspired action happens when you're working in the flow of what you're wishing to create. You will naturally know what needs to happen next because everything is working in harmony. When you're not in touch with inspiration, you block the flow and begin to push against the thing that you're really trying to create. This card comes to you today because you have a masterpiece within you waiting to be birthed into the world. Your life is one big masterpiece and you are the creator. What you create through inspiration, you align naturally with the powerful workings of the universal mind. It's time to take a step back, breathe, and start over. This time, get in touch with the inspiration from within you. Maybe you're letting go of a muse or something like that. I don't know. Remind yourself of why you wanted to do this in the first place, why you do something for the inspiration, and the inspiration is the feeling of excitement and passion combined. It is not the feeling of dread, force, or trying too hard. It is the feeling of flowing effortlessly with what you are doing because you love to do it. Spend a day focusing on the pure essence of what you want to create. Surround yourself with all the components that come together and create the feeling of excitement and passion. Get back in touch with inspiration behind what you're doing, and you will even begin to flow easily towards the outcome. Enjoy the process of creating, and the steps to get there will eventually happen naturally, so you forget that you're even taking action. You will simply be in the pure joy of creating. So like pause, take a breath, be mindful, practice gratitude, appreciate that moment for what you are creating. It's not just about the end goal or the end project. It's kind of like when people say, you know, this is such a cliche example, but it's so true. It's like when people say, oh my gosh, enjoy the process of like planning that wedding, planning that event, planning that date, planning this because it goes by so fast. It's kind of like, enjoy your masterpiece, enjoy the life that you're creating, and enjoy where this is going to take you over the next 6 months and whom is going to be coming in for you. Because I do see a lot of allies, a lot of benefactors, a lot of people spiritually that want to support you here as well, Taurus. So it's also about letting go and let go of being maybe stubborn and fixed in your own ways, and being open and receptive to creating the life that you want, but allowing other people to help you and be around with you during this time. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, let me know what resonates in the comments below. Like this video, help the channel grow, and make sure to turn the notification bells on too, because I've got more surprises in store for all of you. Cheers. Gemini. Okay. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Happy fucking birthday. Always let me know what you're doing in the birthday and when your birthday is in the comments below, what you do for your birthday. I just love knowing what people do for their birthdays. Like, because I'm like, what do people do? How do they celebrate? Because then it gives me ideas like, what should I do for my birthday, right? Just to me to celebrate. So happy birthday, Geminis. Let's talk about you. You are doing the full moon in your sibling sign, Sagittarius energy, in the 7th house of committed relationships, long-term partnerships, business partnerships, love, marriage, connections here. So this is something where, are you celebrating some sort of like a big business anniversary, partnership, wedding anniversary, marriage, something like that? Are you celebrating wrapping up a job and a cycle here to step into something better? Are you wrapping up, a position and then 7th to 10th house with the North Node in Pisces, moving into some sort of spiritual alignment with your soul's purpose, who you are, who you show up to be in the public eye, or doing something different in your career here. This is all about following your true north and your purpose and your destiny. So it could be good for you to look at what's going on in your birth chart, or if you've never had a birth chart reading done, to really understand the node of fate in your birth chart and what that is kind of telling you during this time here, as well as a transit chart with where North Node in Pisces is and what's going on for you. So this is kind of a whole new change, and maybe this is like a whole new world for you because it's squaring the 7th to the 10th and the 4th here. So 10, 7, 4 storylines. 4th house, the square there, are you releasing, letting go of a home, letting go of some sort of contract here, letting go of some sort of like family wounding pattern, letting go of generational curses, stepping into what it is that you love, what it is that you want, cutting, ending, severing, healing inner childs, releasing people who maybe are critical of you from your family of origin or generational trauma, or even like forgiving yourself, maybe for staying in any types of relationships like that for too long, or maybe even being poorly treated by bosses or employers or things of that nature too here, okay? You're really going to be celebrating some sort of win in the next 6 months when it does come to your relationships, business partnerships, marriages, everything like that, romantic, platonic here. You're definitely going to be taking action on like finding some new things as well, when the next lunar cycle over the next 6 months is going on here. So you'll have to let me know how these energies play out for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising sign here. But this is going to be completely different here. Some of you, this could also be moving out, or a partner moving out for those of you that have a partner, spouse, whatever, or a potentially like even breakup energy. I'm not going to lie, within the next 6 months with the moon in the South Node, this could just be not a destined connection, and you might be more in your career than anything else here. I love all the confirmations in the chat. Gemini moon on target. Most important message for Gemini. Geminis, you got such a good one. Shining star, and 17 in the tarot is the star card. And I talked about your North Node, your true north here, which is like star type energy, your destiny. Time for you to take front and centered stage. Oh my God, 8th house, or 17 breaking down to an 8th. That could be an important date, or the 8th could be an important date. Let me read this. You got like the best card so far, I feel like. At least I feel like. I don't know. Maybe because 'tis the season. 'Tis your birthday, Geminis. You deserve it. The spotlight is shining upon you now. You are entering a stage in your life where you're being called to shine your light and receive recognition for the amazing person that you are. Oh, that's so cute. What is so wonderful about you is that you don't seek the spotlight due to your humbleness and compassion. Being in the spotlight has never been your mission, but your mission has always been about making a difference. But it is the fruit of your efforts, and it's time for you to embrace it. You may receive new opportunities that require you to come out of hiding. Trust that you are worthy of this and allow yourself to shine brightly. As new opportunities arise and present itself, it's up to you to embrace them. It's up to you to say yes. These opportunities may even feel a bit intimidating to you at first, so set your fears aside, take the leap of faith. Do what you do best and allow yourself to be seen. I love that with the 10th house energy. Cute. This is an amazing time for you. Embrace it. You surely have earned this recognition, and by taking your rightful place in the spotlight, you'll inspire others to shine brightly as well. It's time for you to allow yourself to be seen as the shining star that you are. You are truly worthy of it. Oh my God, Geminis, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations here. That's such beautiful energies. And I love that so much. And it's so funny because yesterday, like my partner and I asked him if his brother, and if he ever watches this, cool, I don't think he will, but but he just moved like 5 minutes from where we're at, literally, shameless squad. And I was like, is your brother doing anything for his birthday, you know, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I don't know. And he's a Gemini. And, you know, he just told us like, yeah, like I was just going to go bike riding or whatever, had I not done anything. And so I was like, well, if he wants to do something for his birthday, like we should just go, you know, to dinner, do whatever, celebrate him, give him a little gift or whatever. Because one of the things I always say about Geminis that people don't realize is that they show up. They show up. They give so much to others, just the time, the energy, the presence, the love, the being there for people. And I'm like, he shows up. And I was like, you know, he's not married, doesn't have kids, anything like that, right? But I was like, he deserves to be in receiving mode too. Like, he deserves to be celebrated too. He deserves, you know, to go out and do something for his birthday, right? So I was just like, maybe y'all could be receiving lots of invites, invitations, just people being like, hey, I see you, Geminis. Like, you are absolutely incredible and wonderful here. And this is a big one. Go bike riding with him. I could. My bike's kind of flat, so I have to fill up the tire. And I'm kind of lazy. And your girl is also kind of like, we'll see if I keep my bike. Those are other updates in the future that are to become. So we're manifesting some shit over here. But yeah, I love biking. So I actually should look for, or I could look for my tire pump and everything like that and fill it up. But anyway, Geminis, happy birthday. I just want to let you know that you are cared for, you are loved, you are seen. You definitely deserve to receive too. So I just freaking love your energy, and I feel like a lot of people hate on it, and I think they don't understand how much you actually give to them. So let me know what resonates in the comments below. Like this video, share with a friend too. I love you. Happy birthday, boo. We'll move on to Cancer. Okay. Cancer, sun, moon, rising sign. Cancers. Cancer sun, what up? Represent, that's me. We are going to be doing this full moon in Sagittarius in our sex house, nice. You know where my mind is at, shameless squad. Cancers, we are doing this full moon in our 6th house, okay, of physical health, day-to-day routines, services given, you know, work, things of that sort. This is pets as well too here. So thank you for indulging me. I'm glad that this is an on fire read despite my Freudian slip. I don't know. Maybe y'all are just blurting shit out, Cancers. I know the sun is in your 12th house, so I know that y'all are tired. A girl is tired over here, right? But anywho, boo. Let's talk about this. So in the next 6 months, you could be closing up some sort of cycle when it comes to service that you give to others, how you help others, how you show up for others, even a work or a job. This could even be like letting go of coworkers or colleagues, things of that sort. This could also be giving up a way that you maybe exercise and maybe doing something new with the physical routine. It is also like a healthy kind of house here. So you might be giving up some sort of like habit that could not be the best for you in nature, and really taking action and moving forward and getting serious on this. With the full moon here as well, you could also be letting go of like some sort of pet here. And they literally, this is a 369, yeah, house type of energy with the south node in the 3rd house and then the north node in the 9th house. So you could be giving up, you know, some sort of this could also be giving up some sort of gym membership, maybe some sort of like breaking up with that Starbucks or that unhealthy restaurant that's around the corner, with the 3rd house being neighborhoods, friendships, everything like that, communities, not friendships, but more so communities. You could be breaking up some sort of commitment when it comes to aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, nephews, and really taking action on and letting go of maybe short distance travel trips. Maybe you want to go like further out there when it comes to the 9th house of long distance shores travels. Some of you might like let go of maybe even like working in an office and maybe completely moving. Maybe to a whole nother country here as well to follow your true north. You might be teaching, writing, book publishing, taking some sort of course here, really kind of spiritually leveling up specifically overall with these squares here. This, and why I said you could be getting rid of a pet here is because it is squaring, you know, third house. Did you meet this pet like in a local neighborhood? Did it come and did it adopt you in your sixth house? And the ninth house, like, okay, does it like go on to the other side here, heaven or something like that, whatever you believe in, right? Especially with the eighth house, Pluto landing there with death and everything like that. Not that that's totally a part of the story, but it is squaring Venus and Taurus, and that is something that you love, okay? There, maybe you found this person or this pet, this animal from a friend here overall. There could just be some stories with that, just taking a look at this. This could also just be breaking up with coworkers, colleagues, just maybe some tensions at work here, and really trying to release maybe an outdated career job that you no longer love doing, and going down a new path here with the North Node in the ninth house here. 12th house stellium. Yeah, so you're feeling, do you always get tired during this time in Gemini season? Like, I just realized this year, like, I love Gemini season for socialization, but then I'm also like, oh my gosh, this year just feels so energetically like draining. I don't know if that's just all the stuff that's been going on for Cancers this year, but I'm always curious about that, you know? So yeah, just be gentle on yourselves, Cancers. With the sun in your 12th and the moon in your 6th, just be mindful of your sleep routines, your mental health, your psyche. Just take care of yourself holistically at this time. Self-care is going to be like a bestie for you. Oh, share your gifts. Brother moved and had 2 dogs. One of them's about to exit. Thank you for the confirmation. Oh my goodness. I hope that doggy's okay, everything like that. But yeah, especially with like family pets here. Yeah, brothers, love that. Don't love that, but love the confirmation. This says share your gifts 26. I believe that's the next new moon, the astrology from Cancers. Okay, the 15th to the 19th is chaotic. There's squares. There could be dips in the stock markets. This is not financial advice. Just pay attention to that. You could be receiving some downloads because I'm literally like itching my nose now. I wasn't doing that. So just watch out for clairaudient messages here. But the astrology, the 15th to the 19th, just be careful with anything there. I don't know why. They're like, talk about the astrology, but okay. So there's squares in the skies. Just be careful. Take some time. Be in solitude if you can, or just some time to self or people that really feel like home and comforting. Then on June 19th through the 22nd is really, really good for brand new things. And oh my goodness, what was it in the sky? It was like brand new opportunities, brand new projects. And then it goes into the new moon with lots of sextiles, lots of really good things for you, Cancers, when it comes to launching any projects, any new things when it comes to business, because you have the sun and the new moon and Venus making some really good harmonious aspects from the 22nd through the 26th here, and then even after the new moon. So pay attention to those energies around the 26th is why I'm saying this. So yeah. We'll pop in, pop out here overall. But yeah, so hopefully it's working. But get ready to share your gifts. I love this. Get ready to see movement when you choose to share your gifts. So this is very beautiful. And Cancers, you have Saturn in Aries and Jupiter, you know, in your first house. And I kind of talked about this, and the Jupiter moving into our sign is going to bring so many blessings. But for Cancer Sun specifically, you being in the spotlight, this is going to be like an uptick in career, uptick in success, uptick in identity, public recognition here, because it is squaring Saturn and Neptune for some time. Those squares will wear off around July 1st-ish. But that's something where you're going to be in the spotlight. So it's like, get comfortable with it. I'm not the only person who uses astrology as a tool on YouTube, or astrologers out there are really talking about this as well. So get comfortable being seen here and share your gifts here. Spirit wants you to move forward. Spirit wants you to get these blessings. And I believe, you know, this is something where Jupiter this next year is going to be so beautiful. So Cancers, please don't block a blessing. I don't know why. It's a warning for some of you. Saturn return for me. Oh my goodness. I wish you all the best with the Saturn return as well. Those are not... they're not always fun. I'm not gonna lie on my channel. But let's read this card, okay? You are gifted in so many ways. You're being guided to share those gifts. It is a time for you to follow guidance without hesitancy. As long as you withhold the gifts you have to share, you may feel blocked and confused about the path ahead of you. This card comes to you today to remind you of what you already know. You have something amazing to share with the rest of the world. It is time for you to set fears aside and focus on service. And it's in the sixth house of service. Shut up. Think of all the people you could assist if you allowed yourself to share and do what you love, to share what you have to share. Oh my God, this resonates so much for Cancers. Your gifts were not just given to you for you, but they were given for you to share with others. It is time for you to look all the ways you may be holding these gifts back and share with the world. What is it that you have to share? Are you an artist? Are you a public speaker, a business owner, an intuitive healer, or a counselor? Through deep contemplation, examine the ways your gifts can change the world. As soon as you acknowledge that you truly do have something beautiful to contribute to the world, you will begin to see the universe bringing forth resources, people, and opportunities to make it happen. But first, you have to acknowledge it. It's your time to take the leap of faith, to surrender, and share your gifts to others, okay? Cancers, watch Jupiter in Cancer. I did that on Monday under the lives tab here. Seriously, I said in that live, I stand in faith, not fear. And that's going to be so true for you over this next year because you're the main character energy of the biggest blessings. Not that others in the collective aren't. You all are too. But it is like cute shit is going to happen to Cancers mainly too. So what a beautiful message here. Yes, yes, yes. I love all the flames here. Cancer, sun, moon, rising. Let me know what resonates in the comments below. Like this video, help it grow, everything like that. And let's move on to Leo next. Leo, sun, moon, rising sign. Okay, cheers, Leo. Let me take a sip. You are doing this full moon and your fifth house of you. You're the fifth house. Creativity, joy, pleasure, pregnancy, dates, romance, creative entrepreneurship, ideas, projects. Are you celebrating, the birth of some sort of creative endeavor, a project, a business, entrepreneurial pursuits, a child? Are you giving birth here? Is there something like that off the next 6 months overall? This is squaring the South Node in Virgo in the second house, which is just telling me there's something that's done and outdated with the way that you make money or something that you're kind of over here, Leos. And you might be releasing some sort of stream of income, something that you no longer want to do here. Like it feels like it's too much for you when it comes to money specifically. And with this squaring the eighth house, you are probably going to be stepping into more new ways actually of how to receive money that is more creative in a sense. And so it's almost like a security issue is what I'm feeling, like a self-esteem, lack of security issue, worrying and wondering, can this work? Will this work? Can I move forward with this in any way, shape, or form? For a lot of you, I do see that being your money with some sort of creative career endeavor about how you use other people's money to benefit you more, or looking into taxes, streams of income, money mindset, how to shape things a little bit more. For others of you, this is, can this work out with fertility, getting pregnant, having a baby here overall? And it's almost about like not trying to overcommit things, but allow things to really flow to you naturally over the next 6 months here. This is almost the energy of like, don't put pressure on yourself. Like don't apply force when it's not necessary here. For others of you, this is looking into more spiritual endeavors, pursuits here, occult wisdom, which is like psychic abilities, intuition, crystals, tarot, astrology, witchcraft, occult wisdom, just everything with occult wisdom that you can really think of. It's a lot to list out, so if I forget something, I apologize. But you might be really following some sort of destined opportunity, or there could be some sort of destined opportunity where you're going to be celebrated in this, and you might just be worried, can this work out? And as long as you want it to, and the squares are like that no challenge, no change kind of energy, like you do have to take action towards what you want and not what you don't want. And I see a lot of you needing to release stories of lack mindset, low self-esteem, low self-worth, things you don't value anymore, self-criticism, money criticism, just negative self talk or beliefs with self-love with the second house here in Virgo there. So I would just be very careful of that. And then for others of you with dating and romance, like this could be like a whole new connection that's more spiritual in the future. Maybe your values in the past and previous relationships weren't maybe the best, or they weren't the best connections. Maybe they didn't feel like they were in alignment with you in particular. And this is something where you might actually have some sort of like secret romance blossoming here. So I actually kind of love that too. But you may feel kind of nervous or scared, or feeling kind of like, oh, could this actually work out? Can we actually like move forward together here? So you'll have to let me know in the next 6 months. This could be a time where, like, if you did start dating someone under this, I would just be careful with any volatile reactions with Pluto in the 7th house, and it's squaring Venus during this time, you know, from the 15th to the 19th. Maybe don't like schedule a date night over those dates. The astrology's a little rougher. Maybe after that, like the 20th, and so like you're in the clear. But just pay attention to that, because there's going to be a lot of power struggle dynamics in love to the other part of your chart. So I did want to mention that square for you too. So Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, let me know what's going on for you in the chat below. Flowing like water. I love it. Okay, the card for you is, yeah, vibrational match. Like I was saying, like maybe there's people in the past that you haven't felt like you were in alignment with, or they weren't in alignment with you. And this is tens, which tens relate to closing up a cycle here, moving forward. This says you're sending out new signals that are bringing forward positive new experiences. So I really love that for you, Leos. And that's what this whole, all the squares are going on to with this. And the card underneath that said conscious living. So you're being very conscious about who you let in your energy, or for others. So you need to be conscious and very mindful of like who you let in your energy, who you let in your bubble, your circle. You know, it's giving me the quote of like, like not everyone, I might goof it up. Not everyone in your circle is in your corner. It's kind of like that vibe where it's like you can't fit a square into a circle, or a circle into a square, whatever it is, but just be mindful of that. Not everyone that's in your circle is in your corner here. So this card, vibrational match, says you've been focusing on sending out new positive vibrations that are in alignment, oh my gosh, with what you want to truly wish to create for yourself. A vibration is a signal that you are sending out to the universe that's based on your dominant self-belief and the thoughts and pictures that you entertain in your mind. What did I say about like self-love, self-belief, self-beliefs? Oh my gosh, just everything, whatever. Self-love, self-esteem, second house stuff. Yes. As you shift your signal, you'll notice great changes taking place in your current reality. You may no longer have the same things in common with people that you once had before. Shut up. I do not use this deck that much. Shameless squad. So for this card to pop out, it's wild. You are creating a new reality for yourself. And as long as you do this, you're inviting new people and new experiences into your life. Exciting things are beginning to take place as your vibration is calling forth more and more positive experiences. You are entering the beginning of an exciting new reality. Your reality is changing as you continue to let go of old beliefs and focus on creating the life of your dreams. Take this time to get even more clear about what you want to create. Resist the temptation to go back to your old ways. That is the best way to describe this. The 2nd to the 5th to the 8th. Yes. Resist the temptation to go back to your old ways or hang on to something that is moving away. Your vibration has shifted in a way that is moving you into a whole new direction. This card may also represent a change in residence, a chance in meeting your true love, or possible travel. Magical events are all around you. Leos, I love that. That was a great card for this energy. I feel like it described your astrology probably the best in this reading out of all 12 signs, of just how to conceptualize all of this. So Leos, let me know it resonates down below. Like this video, help the channel grow, completely free to you. And it always supports me when you do. Conscious is what I think about and feel. I love it so much. Yes. Let's talk about Virgos, if my thing will go forward. Let me take a sip, Virgos. Okay, Virgos. Sun, Moon, Rising sign. You're doing this full moon in the 4th house here. 4th house representing mother in modern day astrology. 4th house representing past generational curses, trauma, household, home, things of that sort. It can also represent inner child healing as well here. So you have these squares going from the first to the fourth to the seventh here. So it's a 1-4-7 story for you. So this is about your relationships. Are there any like family dynamics relationships with a significant other or in-laws or like whom you're married to, or even past family members, loved ones that don't get access to you anymore that you need to fully, completely drop, because it feels like a you story with you being in the first house of like, how can I let go of maybe this relationship with my mother, modern day astrology, or how can I let go of this relationship with my father, pastime astrology, right? People from the past here specifically. And it's almost like you're in this struggle and this tension kind of energy of like, if I let go of them, am I going to have more relationships in the future? And you're almost like questioning yourself here with the seventh house in the north node in relationships of like, will I meet compassionate souls? Will I be around kind people? Will I actually find people who just love me for me, or vice versa, be it romantic, platonic, or friendships? For a lot of you, you might also work with a family member here, mother, father, or other people in your family in some sort of family business partnership, and it may be causing some tension on your relationship as well. And maybe you are contemplating, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if we're really good at working together in some sort of business or something like that. You might have to release it or let it go here, Virgo. But I see this you being the choice here to actually maybe heal some sort of family dynamic story or partnerships within workplace settings or in your marriage or romance, or partners. If they are romantic, great. If they aren't, great. If they're platonic, they're business, they're whatever, collaborations. There's some sort of tension that this full moon is asking you to address, complete, but also maybe celebrate if there was some sort of tension that you worked through and got through within your relationships, and really making sure you're practicing compassion towards yourself and others and not being critical. So this is like asking you to release criticism, maybe from fatherly figure, motherly figure, family members, or business partners or relationships here, Virgo, sun, moon, rising. So let's shuffle out the card and see what comes. But yeah, or even if something went wrong in your home, you might be celebrating like, okay, well, we did everything that we wanted to this month in our home or household projects, and now maybe there's a household project that you're like, all right, we've been going back and forth. Can I just do this myself? Because I tend to do these things by myself, because you're a Virgo, right? Tend to do it all. And now you might be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it all. I'm going to look for an outsourced person, relationship to release this, give them this responsibility. Seventh house, some astrologers also talk about therapists too. So you might be needing to work on family therapy, healing, spousal relationships, or something for inner child here, okay? Soul searching, 44. I love this little cluster here. So some of you might just kind of be like, who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? What is my identity here? How can I move forward? Looking to kind of see where you want to be or where you want to go in life. This says it's time to go within and uncover your true feelings. So you might not like that, Virgo. I'm not going to lie, because why? You're ruled by Mercury, and sometimes Virgos can be uncomfortable with feelings, but that's where that seventh house energy of Pisces in the North Node is really asking you to like allow yourself to be cracked open. Allow yourself to be vulnerable in relationships. Allow yourself to cry, to feel, to be present here, and not having to be I don't know why they told me like Stone Cold, but then they told me Steve Austin. So maybe you're a wrestler or something like that, or maybe you've just been wrestling with this for a long time and really trying to figure out like, who am I, where am I going, what am I doing? And maybe it's been almost frustrating, and maybe you don't know how to like be present with your feelings or allow them out. Or maybe for some of you, anger is an easy emotion. That was the only thing you saw growing up, and now you're like, this can't just be it. So you might be sorting some things here overall, and you could even maybe feel frustrated with yourself, but life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And so 44, you might be 44, you might need to do a heart opener, cacao ceremony, or do some Reiki, or work with some crystals, or do some different things here with that overall. 111 LA, I love that, very beautiful. Maybe work with Archangel Michael, that's 111 here too. Soul searching. It's time for you to go within and uncover your true feelings. This card comes to you today because you may be hiding your true feelings regarding the situation. Sometimes we mask our true feelings from ourselves because we try to do the right thing by others. Your angels and guides are asking you to value your own feelings. You may be confused about how you really feel or what you really need because you're focused on what everyone else expects from you. As soon as you let go of trying to please others around you, you will begin to understand what's going on within you. In this quiet contemplation, you will get in touch with your inner truth. It is time to ask the questions you may be avoiding. Take this time to dig deep and uncover your inner truth. Your feelings are the guide to your soul. If you suppress them, you will cut them off from your inner world. You must allow yourself to feel what you are feeling and then ask yourself why you are feeling this way. Once you allow your feelings to be an outlet for expression, you will begin to reawaken your inner connection. You will then receive the answers that will guide you in the right direction. How do you really feel and why? You may be surprised when you uncover the truth. So maybe working with the emotions wheel could be good for you. You know, that's a 3-tier wheel here, and that's like the primary emotions, which are easy to identify. And underneath the primary, there's like secondary emotions, which may be a little bit more tough or challenging to identify, but they're connected in some way. And then the third wheel is the tertiary, like the deepy divey work. And they don't all have to be in like the blue column of like sad and despair and then disappointment, like underneath that. Like emotions aren't linear, so they can go in between the wheels. So that could be a good tool for some of you to use during this time, and to maybe even ask yourself, like, when did I start cutting myself off from emotions? When did I let go of how I feel in order to please others? How am I people pleasing other people? How can I show up for myself here overall? How can I be honest with myself? And how can I take the mask off? And Jungian psychology does this exercise where it's like what you show to the outside of the world, this being the mask, and what's on the inside that you're afraid of. And maybe that's a good question for you to ask yourself, like, what am I afraid of if I show the true parts of me inside to the rest of the world? Like, what's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? And what's the reality of the situation? So maybe doing some reality testing with yourself here specifically if you are not working with a therapist or can't afford therapy or won't afford therapy, because those are two different words energetically. So maybe take some time and focus on some of those things for yourself here. I bought crystals yesterday, and your son's name is Michael. Also started working on setting boundaries because I do tend to override a lot. I love that. I love that you're settling on boundaries. And it takes time and energy and effort. And, you know, sometimes we just have to be able to get out of our minds and into our hearts and say these things out loud to thought stop in order for us to get that clarity. And Virgo placements, like I see you doing that. So be gentle on yourself. Don't be critical of yourself. Don't be critical of others. The South Node is asking us to let go of that, okay? So just take things one step at a time and let me know what resonates, okay? We are moving on to Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. I need to take a sip, y'all. We have been live for 75 minutes. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising sign here. Let's talk about this, okay? You're doing the full moon in your third house. So this is short distance trip where you go on the day-to-day basis. Aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, siblings, nephews. It's also sales, it's marketing, social media, it's teaching and it's selling, it's writing. It's kind of like similar to ninth house, but also taking courses, learning different stuff like that, up leveling skills here, upticks of things. The story for you specifically with the north and south node is a 12-3-6 story. So you have the 12th house, which is the south node of Virgo, and the 12th house is sleeping, addictions, escapism. It's confusion, delusion, shadow work. And in Virgo, this is asking you to release anything that you are afraid of, overthinking of, worried about, critical of yourself of. And it's also asking you to release maybe some sort of narrative or story in those endeavors in order for you to like move forward, maybe on some sort of working situation, following your true north, your path in the sixth house of career, how you show up at work, who your coworkers are, your colleagues are, like moving towards, you know, more satisfaction, pets, rentals, things of that sort here specifically. This is something where I could see a lot of you having this inner battle and conflict of like, how much do I want to move forward, or maybe be out there in some sort of working environment or community or situation, and how much do I like want to make sure I'm also being given to in the situation? Like how much there's like a money story here, right? It's like, how much do you want to show up in person for a job or something like that in a community versus maybe, or like a second job, or maybe doing certain things from, I don't know why this is not hitting your home life, but there's something about your home versus like staying in your solitude, in your cocoon, with the 12th house here specifically overall. And right now, the next 6 months is asking you to kind of release that, let go of any 12th house narratives or stories. This is also the house of undoing, and this is undoing bad habits, it's secrets, it's how we lie to ourselves, how we play to ourselves, how we play ourselves too. At the highest vibration, it's being able to reach some form of spiritual enlightenment. And maybe this is something where in your career, maybe you're a spiritual healer, an entrepreneur, like with the Pisces North Node in the 6th house. That could be something that you're kind of thinking about incorporating here and trying to get maybe people in the local community involved. But there could be some tension here of, if I step out and do this new thing, and it doesn't have to be spiritual in nature. It can be anything that you help other people with here. You might just kind of be like, what's this going to be like? How's this going to be? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? How am I going to do this? So you might kind of want to speed yourself up, but then it might slow yourself down, if that makes sense. With the moon in Sagittarius, it's like you want to take quick action on something, like let's say building a desk or whatever, and you want to build that desk so you can start going to work or something like that. And then before you know it, you like put all the nails in the desk so hard, and then it's like, ow, like you hurt your thumb, and then you can't like type or whatever with your thumb. So then that actually is going to slow you down naturally when you're working. So be mindful of that scatteredness here. This full moon celebration though could be some sort of celebration with people that maybe are like seeing your work here as well. There could also just be some maybe tension or frustration with that, with these squares here, because maybe they haven't mentioned this before to you. This could also be aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, siblings, nephews. This could be short distance trip, travel, and having to work together as a group cohesively with the 6th house, and trying to be very mindful and patient with each other, but there could be some frustration or tension here. Or this could be like travel delays, trip delays, plan delays. Not everything is set up as maybe you wanted it to be. So there's a lot of different storylines here. Some of you could also just be cutting off some sort of relationship too, with something that you do out there in the community that you might pay somebody for here. So like a pet groomer, a dog groomer, a doctor, a nurse, 6th house health, wellness routines, a chiropractor, a physical therapist, things of that sort, right? Like a personal trainer here as well, anything like that. So let's shuffle this out, Virgo, sun, moon, rising sign here. Let's see. Woo! Libras. I said Virgo, sun, moon, rising. My bad. Libras. Pay attention to anything dropping in your space, so slow down so you can speed up, okay? Healing Cocoon of Light. You got 55 here. This is kind of 5-5, the throat chakra, so there's something about the throat chakra. Your angels come to you now and surround you in a healing cocoon made of light here. Very beautiful. This is something where I feel like your throat, your third eye, and your crown chakras are what you are working from, 5, 6, 7, here specifically. So I feel like this is something Spirit's trying to hug you, and this is a time of you really healing. And this is also like you might be getting some sort of healing done in the local community or something like that with a spiritual healer that maybe you thought in the past, I would never do this, because 12th house is also spirituality and enlightenment, and you have the North Node in the 6th house. And this could be services given to you, since we're talking about you, Libras. Let's read this here. So 55, ascended master number. I feel like I've been talking a lot for you, Libras, so I apologize if I am. Libra ex-wife, 30-year addiction that has destroyed. Yeah, confirmation. So pay attention to any addictions with 12th house, Libra energies. Yes, thank you for the confirmation. The cocoon of light is to protect you from all outside energies so you can heal something significant that has happened to you. They remind you that you have the power to transcend the pain and reach out for the light. This could be an illness you are facing, heartbreak, or a traumatic event that has occurred either recently or in the past. You've been asking for help, and your angels want you to know that they have been by your side the entire time. This is your sign from above that a rapid healing is taking place within you now. Be gentle with yourself and make time for rest and relaxation. That's 12th house energy. Let go of worrying and plaguing in your mind. 6th house energy. This is only keeping you from aligning with your wholeness. If you've been asking if you've ever been through this or if you will ever be healed, your answer is yes. Not only will you make it through this, but healing that you will experience will teach you something important about who you are and what you have to contribute to this world. Expect a miracle at this time. Your angels and guides are holding you in a cocoon made of light, and all they need from you now is to allow your healing to take place by holding the faith within your heart that is this true, or within your heart that this is true. Your faith is the only missing ingredient that is needed to complete the healing process. In truth, you are perfectly healed already. All you have to do is believe. So again, Libra, I feel like I said this in your read for Jupiter and Cancer, like I stand in faith, not fear, and like cardinal signs specifically, like that is going to be a big quote to live by with all the energy in Aries moving forward. But then Jupiter and Cancer here specifically, like knowing that Jupiter and Cancer is going to win, like at the exalted energy. And so it's about being optimistic at this time. Know your miracle is here. Know the miracle is coming. And just when you have that knowing, and I feel like some of you might have that out there during this time, Libra, and there could be like, I just know deep down inside something is going to be really, really good for me coming in. And that's confirmed with the cards of like a miracle is coming in for you. It's settling in for you. So just pay attention to all those things. I'm excited for you. Let me know what resonates in the comments below, Libra, sun, moon, rising sign. And always like this video, completely free to you. That way I know that I should keep doing them too. Scorpio, last but not least, sun, moon, rising sign here. Let me take a sip, y'all. Okay. Ex-wife bot drives in the street and was given fentanyl. Oh my God, the only thing that saved her was the fact that she's on opioid replacement therapy. I'm glad that she's on opioid replacement therapy. That's one of the hardest therapies to go through. Substance use, abuse, just different things of that sort. And even when that relates to co-occurring, like mental health diagnoses, things of that sort, symptoms, disorders, whatever people choose to claim or say, that's a lot. It's a lot. So I just wish all the best with that, because honestly, that is so hard specifically. And then if there is not only mental health, substance use health, physical health, sexual health, like that gets into financial health, spiritual health, wellness. And so I just wish for the healing. And if anyone's going through it, I mean, this has been a rough year, 2025. I really hope that people do really focus in on their healing in whatever way, shape, or form that is, and take things like one step at a time for them here too. Scorpios, back to you. Sun, moon, rising. Last but not least, so you're doing this full moon in your second house here. Sagittarius full moon's in your second house. Second house is money, your earnings, your income, things that you receive here overall. This can also be stuff, values, things that you value, your self-esteem here. This is also pleasure, sensuality as well. The storyline for you with the nodes squaring the moon here is 11, 2, and 5. 11th house is the south node in Virgo. You may be releasing some sort of relationships, dream, wish, hope that didn't actually come true here overall with a social group, a community group, a friendship group, anything of that sort. This could be related to money. Like, wow, I didn't think that this was actually how this was going to play out here. I thought maybe I would be in this type of career for years, and this is not right for me, and I don't want to do this anymore. And then it is squaring the 5th house storyline, opposing sign from 5th to 11th here of romance, creativity, dating, entrepreneurship here overall. This is also children, pregnancy, as well as joy and pleasure. And so I feel like a lot of you are releasing, it's more of a money story. And the squares could have been tensions of maybe having to advocate for yourself in a job or in a group of people or in friend groups, or in a community setting. That could even be dating, creative, joy, happiness, pleasurable in nature. or whatever, and moving into some sort of like creative entrepreneur type of endeavor here. Or this is, maybe releasing a connection of a friendship group here, or a friendship group that maybe wasn't the best with the 11th house, and moving into maybe doing activities that bring you joy and putting yourself out there a little bit more, something that you love to do, because Pisces is all about that love and this, creativity in the fifth. This could be, maybe you're dating two people, for those of you that are dating, releasing a connection with one person and pursuing something else. I feel like this really is more money related, because second house theme is a lot more around money, despite the other Venusian undertones with it. And it feels like you're just releasing something, going from some sort of group situation gone wrong to maybe like this new challenge in the square is I'm opening up a new business, or I'm doing some sort of entrepreneurial endeavor here, and this was actually meant to be, because it's written in the sky, and or moving on into something new here overall. When you go from the top of the chart to the bottom of the chart here, that's kind of like the sun at the top, which is like maybe more fun, easy, flowy energies, like a lot more known energies, a lot more out there energies. There's been a lot of different famous indicators when you have a lot of sun placements, or like a lot of placements at the top of the chart versus the bottom. It could be something different here. So you could be moving from like maybe a really like big Fortune 500 company or a well-known career sector to maybe doing something different, maybe a different pay grade, or going to a small business, or doing something that maybe you're freelancing. I don't know, because Pisces here, this is in the fifth house of creative entrepreneurship endeavors. This is videography, this is photography, this is creativity, this is spirituality, this is something that's just more aligned for you, Scorpio. So you're probably celebrating some sort of ending with a way that you make money, is the best thing that I can say, and moving into something better in the next 6 months. So let me know what resonates in the comments below. Let's get a card for you, Scorpios. One of you asked me in my lives, I don't remember who, it was like, when I do these readings, can this relate to Midhaven? Like, yeah, it sure can, 100%. So just be mindful of the placements in your chart. If it relates to Midhaven or not, great. If it doesn't, then always think about considering like asking the book a reading with an astrologer or whomever that you really like working with, to just kind of understand what's going on with your Midhaven as well, be it the year ahead or 6 months ahead, or just doing those reads very consistently if that's something you would like. Shut up, Scorpios! Manifesting magic. 21 breaks down to a 3, which is manifestation energy. I love this for you. Oh my God, Scorpio. So 21st could be an important date. Third house as well. 3s and 21. Watch for those numbers. You're creating your life based on the intentions you send out to the universe. So setting intentions is going to be very important for you during this time. You're a supernova. Look at that. Card 40. Maybe you're 40 watching this read, or something like that. Okay, let's read this card. Manifesting magic. When you are truly in the flow of the law of attraction, magic begins to happen. Synchronicities start to become a part of your daily life. It is a truly magical experience. Sometimes we think we are in harmony with the law of attraction, but we're really separated from it. We separate ourselves from it by becoming resistant to what we want. Resistance shows up because of fear of change or a feeling of unworthiness. It is time for you to open your heart to receiving. You are worthy. So like maybe that's the affirmation that you need to hear. I am worthy. Take this time to focus on what you really and truly want. What is coming forward from within you that you wish to experience? Once you have a clear inner knowing of what you want, hold the image in your mind of receiving it on a daily basis. You will call it forth into your experience by the excitement that you feel. If you truly believed it was going to happen, wouldn't you feel excited? You would. Get excited in knowing that you are going to experience it, that you will receive it, and that it is here now. This card showed up for you today to remind you that you have the ability to create whatever you wish to create. You have every reason to feel excited, and you are getting ready to experience the magic of manifesting your reality. So, using the law of attraction, visualizing what you do want here could be really good for you. Taking some time energetically to remember that, like, the miracles are coming, the miracles are coming, the miracles are here. Like, you are magical, Scorpio, and you do have the power to manifest anything that you want here. So, really, you need to keep like a high vibration, not only energetically, like with your heart, what you're doing, love, but just even in your thought form, because that card talked about sometimes we feel like we're in the law of attraction, but then we're separate from it. So an example might be if you are obsessing over how am I going to make money? How am I going to make money? How am I going to make money? Or you're just like, oh, I need to like obsess over doing like these money affirmations every day, but then you don't feel good about them. You're actually almost coming from that energetic vibration of where you come off as like desperation. And so there might be some things that you need to do to get clear, and maybe a yagna or some different types of things that could be good with that. Like there's so many ways to work on your clear, like limiting beliefs, doing some things of that sort, but really like digging into the why underneath it and any fears that could be coming up for you. I feel like that's a big one. So really keep your vibrations high. And when you hear, your thoughts, like, because they go so fast rapidly, it's not just about the one time a day that you were just like, all right, I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes and visualize what it is that I want and the magic coming into my life. No, you got to like proactively also course correct any thoughts that come up and clear anything that is not vibrationally what you want in alignment with you. You could also work and do really well with maybe subliminals, like at night before bed, or when you wake up, get off screens, like get your mind clear here overall, Scorpios, is what I feel like telling you. So this is all the full moon in Sagittarius. Let me know, Scorpios, what happens for you with this journey in the next 6 months, because it is about to change and a journey soon begins. It's like Freaky Friday, legit, literally. I feel like for all of you Shameless Squad, the next 6 months are going to be very different than the first 6 months of this year here. There's going to be a lot of, again, spiritual awakenings, enlightenments. There's going to be a lot of people pivotedly changing, moving through portal energy where you become the portal. There's going to be a lot of people leaving different careers, having their own businesses to sustain lifestyles. There's going to be a lot of undertakings and crumblings of different types of things out there in order to rebuild lots of things. And this is a time to really not be slow anymore. The beginning of this year put us in retrogrades for a reason. And even though we have the outer planets retrograding, we do have Pluto retrograding in the background, and we will have Neptune and I believe Saturn soon here. We have like 4 at once. It's all in my Google Calendar. So just pay attention as to your outer planet signs as well, what they're trying to tell you slowing down in retrograde season, and also what to be mindful of when it comes to the inner planets and the middle planets too here. Like, we do holistic astrology on this channel here, and not that there's going to be huge, significant, big things that could, change the trajectory during a retrograde. It's just really good to be mindful of these things that are going on in the background, like the background characters behind the stage is how I like to describe the outer planets. The middle planets of Jupiter and Saturn are kind of like pulling the curtains, and then the planets are like the actors in front of the stage here of like what you really can kind of tangibly see what's going on. And I feel like that's something to just pay attention to and be mindful of. Astrology is going to be a really big tool this year. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not saying that just to be like, come book with me or anything. Like, no, it already has been, and a lot of people already have been waking up, leveling up energetically, feeling like some things are happening without words to describe it. So again, Shameless Squad, I just share this information for you to pay attention to be mindful of, and to shamelessly like take care of yourself, like on a spiritual soul level here, mind, body, soul, everything. Okay. You're dead on, SSJ. Very informative. Hit the nail dead center on the head. You're a superstar on the rise. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Tito. I appreciate you. But yeah, Shameless Squad, definitely let me know what resonates in the comments below here. Like this video, share this with a friend, watch this, save this. You can use these these full moon energies to release anything that no longer serves you anymore over the next 3 days. Full moons, new moons, 3 days before, 3 days after. Funny, cutting the deck here. Collective consciousness is the overall energy. 61, you might be feeling overwhelmed by all the energetic shifts. It's time to focus on peace and love for all. And that's the crown chakra, the seventh here, like higher vibrational energies, enlightenment coming from love. North node in Pisces, south node in Virgo. Let go of criticism, let go of perfectionism, let go of overworking yourself, like let go of those different types of stories here specifically. So this is something to just pay attention to overall here when it comes to these energies. And there's just a lot that's going to be happening. So I just always encourage all of you, just take care of yourself, work on yourselves, heal yourselves, feel yourselves, like work with people that can really help you too on an energetic level, because things are about to be shifting very soon. Like I feel it. I don't know if y'all feel it. Like it's just been going through it. I also have a psychic channeled message that I got on, I think it was like May 28th-ish. And I got it right before Jupiter went into Cancer, and it was right before my mom was in the emergency room and in the ICU and everything like that. And so, of course, this is like the standard thing that always happens is like I get a beautiful psychic channeled message download, and I love channeling psychically and writing it all up for all of you to share. But what happens is I typically don't have the time right away then to share it. So I'm going to try to come back later on this week, hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed here, to just share that as a message for you, pull some cards on it, and do a collective reading here too, because that's what I have to energetically give right now during this time. But if you're new, definitely smash the subscribe button, turn the notification bells on so you know when I'm coming back to do those readings. Drop me a comment down below. It does help the channel grow, and like this video too. Blessed to have you as a counselor to the collective. Thank you, Tito. You've been feeling it. I appreciate that confirmation here. Yeah. And as always, I know lots of you have been asking me, when's the calendar opening? When's the bookings opening? When are you opening back up? I'm going through some different life cycle transitions right now is the best way I can describe it. So my hope is, fingers crossed, in the next couple weeks, I'll be opening up my calendar for private one-to-one readings, astrology, psychic mediumship, psychic channeling, psychic tarot, and then a couple different big manifestations I'll be able to share with all you soon here on YouTube, as well as my newsletter. So if you do want to ever book with me, go to stayshameless.com, hop on the newsletter. I have about just tons of people who've been asking me for these different reads here. So definitely get on there first, because I'm only going to have so much availability to work with me live one-on-one energetically. So I'm just mindful of how many clients I'm taking, people I'm working with, everything like that. But definitely hit the like button if you're watching the replay back. I appreciate you. I put a lot of love and energy and time and effort into this video here, and we just hit 100 minutes, yo. So make sure to send this to a friend, and as always, hit subscribe. I love all of you. Stay tuned for more, and stay shameless, boo.